In April of 2022, who do you think wrote this? The Rwanda solution is impractical, likely to be ineffective, and above all, extremely expensive. It is a myth that those crossing the channel and taking appalling risks in leaky boats are African economic migrants looking for a cushy new life. If only that were true. The new plan to cart them off to Central Africa makes no distinction between those fleeing persecution and economic migrants seeking to come here when they are not welcome. Who do you think wrote that in 2022? I do this quite a lot to you. I do it because I think it's fun and because I like a little bit of dramatic tension. I like a little bit of jeopardy. But sometimes the little riddles that I set for you stop me in my tracks. Can we get that? Can we get a slightly shorter version of the Andrew Mitchell, please? Because it's the same man. It's the same Andrew Mitchell. I can't remember an example of such complete hypocrisy, and Andrew Mitchell is regarded in some quarters as one of the better ones, one of the sort of more respectable ones. Nothing at all has changed since he wrote this article in April of 2022, just over 2 years ago. And yet today, the Deputy Foreign Secretary is essentially championing the bill. How has Rishi Sunak ended up in such a ridiculous position? How has Rishi Sunak ended up having to stake so much on a policy he believed at the time of its inception to be ridiculous, with the help of a foreign secretary who thinks that it's ridiculous and a deputy foreign secretary who thinks that it's ridiculous? We know because they've said so, while all three of them simultaneously claiming that this is actually what the British public want. When, if the British public are asked a question about stopping the boats and actually want to stop the boats, I kept calling James Cleverly the Foreign Secretary. He was Foreign Secretary when he described it as being bat excrement. He's Home Secretary now, of course. But the question about whether or not you want to stop the boats, you might well answer yes to that. Whether or not you're going to approve of this particular way of doing it seems to me to be highly unlikely. So that's the question I want, all right? How has Rishi Sunak ended up in a situation where he, his Deputy Foreign Secretary and his Home Secretary are all betting the house on a scheme that they thought, and still do think privately, is stupid?